Hey there, today's lesson is on writing two-step equations. This is kind of a funny little lesson here. Just take some practice getting used to it. Honestly, when I write these, sometimes I make mistakes and I get it backwards. That's okay. You'd have to think a little differently when you're writing these out, okay? But just take some practice. So here we go. Let's do some practice ones here. We have 4 more than 3 times a number is 19. Now, a few things that we can figure out is when it tells me that it is 19, that already is going to be the equal to 19. Is means equals to in most sentences. And so you can look here, we have 5 is, 3 is 10. We have some things here that tell us where the is going to be. So 5 is 10. We can see where the equal part of the equation is going to be by looking for that word is, so to speak. Okay, but sometimes it's going to be at the end, sometimes at the beginning. Now the other part's where it gets a little more complicated. So we have 4 more. Well, 4 more means I'm going to be adding 4 more to something. I'm adding 4 more to what? 3 times a number. So I'm going to do 3 times a number. So I can make that n to be any kind of number I want it to be. So what I know is I have 4 more needs to be added to whatever this is going to be in order to be 19. And then when you write that out, you end up writing it this way. So you have 3 times a number, and I want 4 more than that is equal to 19. If you wrote it as 4 plus 3 times n equals 19, it still works the same. But just in terms of math language, this is the way it kind of flows, because it's 4 more than that. This is being added after the fact, so to speak. Okay, again, not really important which way you do it. So don't get too hung up on that part for now. Next one is that 5 is, so that's the 5 is, 7 less than twice a number. Now when you're doing 7 less, this is where order does matter a bit more. 7 less means I'm subtracting 7 from 2 times a number, twice a number. So 2 times a number, and I'm subtracting 7. I have to do 7 less than the number. This needs to go at the end because I'm figuring out twice a number first, and then I'm taking 7 away from it. So that's where the order does seem to matter a little bit more. Again, if I'm solving the equation, it won't matter much if I was to write it as 5 equals negative 7 plus 2n, you would still end up with the same solution. So it does work the same way, but in math terms, they want you to write it this way. This next one here, we have 7 more than, so that's going to be 7 plus 7, right? 7 more than the quotient of a number and 3. And this is a funny little word that means we're going to be dividing, right? And we're going to tell you what to divide, a number in and 3. So this quotient of a number in 3 means write this as n divided by 3. We want 7 more than that, and that's how you get 7 plus n divided by 3 is 10. Just a few little tricks as you figure that out there, okay? Eventually what they want you to do though is take that translated thing and then solve it, okay? 13 more than 5 times a number, so 13 more then 5 times a number is 28. So I say let's write that out as an equation. So 13 more than 5 times a number is 28, and they want you to solve it. And as you solve it, you end up coming up with 5n equals 15, n equals 3 when you divide both sides by 5. Alright, so you can solve them as well. Let's get a couple more examples real quick just to kind of get your brain thinking that way. Let's see how this works. So 5 more than twice a number is 7. So we have twice a number, and 5 more is 7. We have 14 more than 3 times a number is 2. So we have 3 times a number, and 14 more is 2. Here we have 7 less than twice a number is 5. So twice a number, 7 less than that is 5. Here we go, 2 more than 4 times a number is negative 10. So we'll do 4 times a number, adding 2 more to that, and we're saying is negative 10. 8 less than 3 times a number is negative 14. So 3 times a number, 8 less, is negative 14. And 3 more than the quotient of a number and 2 is 7. So the quotient of a number and 2 and 3 more is 7. All right, so you kind of can break it apart in chunks there and rewrite it, and that's the idea. I'll let you work on the homework on your own, then we'll come back and check it together. See you in a minute. All right, let's check our homework for writing two-step equations. So here we go, number 1. 4 more than twice a number is 8. So twice a number, adding 4 more is 8. Number 3, 5 less than twice a number is 7. So twice a number, 5 less is 7. Number 5, 7 more than the quotient of a number in 2 is 10. Okay, so a quotient of a number in 2 means n divided by 2. I want 7 more, plus 7 more, and it is 10. Number 7, 5 less than the quotient of a number in 3 is negative 7. So quotient of a number in 3, 5 less than that is negative 7. Number 9, I want you to translate an equation and then find the number. Okay, the difference between 5 times a number and 3. So difference means subtraction. So the difference between 5 times a number and 3 is 12. Now we're going to solve this here, so we're going to add 3 to both sides. So 5n equals 15. Divide both sides by 5, and n equals 3. So number 9, n equals 3. There we go. Number 11. So n more than the quotient of a number and 4, or 9 more, is 12. So 9 more than the quotient of a number and 4 is 12. That becomes my equation. Now they want me to solve it. So we'll do that here. We'll go 9 plus n over 4 equals 12. We'll subtract 9 from both sides. So n over 4 equals 3. Now multiply both sides by the reciprocal. Instead of n over 4, multiply by 4. So that reduces that to n. 3 times 4 is 12, and the answer is 12. Again, you can check it out here. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 9 plus 3 is 12, and that does work. Number 13, 9 less than 6 times a number. So 9 less, 6 times a number is 15. So 6 times a number, 9 less is negative 15. And if we're going to solve that, we would say 6n minus 9 equals negative 15. Add 9 to both sides. So 6n equals, in this case here, we would say that equals negative 6. We'll divide both sides by 6, so that n equals negative 1. And our last number 15, 8 more than the quotient of a number in 5 is 3. So that's going to be 8 more than the quotient of a number and 5 is 3. So that becomes our equation. Now we'll subtract 8 from both sides. So n over 5 equals negative 5. We'll multiply both sides by 5 to get the n by itself. And n equals negative 5 times positive 5 is negative 25 for our solution for that one there. Alright, that's it for that lesson. It's also the end of this unit, so make sure you kind of review that and then take that test on Edulastic when you get a chance. Thanks, have a great day.